Hey, this is Kevin Chamberlin, Bertram from Disney Channel's Jessie, and you're watching Du Bois podcast. I'd be there in person, but it's so far.
Bertram, we have a great birthday surprise for you.
You're moving back to Texas and taking the kids with you?
Surprise, birthday boy!
Mom, what are you doing here?
Wondering why you're still not married.
And we're off.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Boys Podcast. My guest today is a Broadway actor, voice actor, director, producer, and writer. He has been nominated for 3 Tony Awards and 3 Drama Desk Awards. You may have seen him in his theater roles such as Horton in Seussical, Uncle Fester in The Addams Family, and also some of his television roles such as Bertram and Jessie, Dr. Fusion, and Teen Beach Movie, and many more. So welcome legend, Mr. Kevin Chamberlin. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you. I'm a legend?
Yeah. Yes.
Only in my own mind.
Welcome, Kevin. So what have you been up to? How are you doing, Kevin? How's Kevin doing?
How am I doing? I'm good. I'm in a room full of boxes because I just moved.
Wow.
I sold my house in Silver Lake, Los Angeles, and moved to downtown Los Angeles.
Wow.
So I have a really lovely view now of the Walt Disney Concert Hall and the San Gabriel Mountains, and it's very lovely. It's also about 98 degrees here. It's a big heat wave going on.
Oh yeah. See, we're in Illinois, in the downtown Chicago, almost near there. It's really high here. I think it's 92. I want to say.
Yeah, and you got humidity too. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm staying indoors. Less to go into the pool. The building has a pool, which is nice.
That's a plus, my opinion. Yeah. So, what made you want to become a Broadway actor and an actor and director? Who would you say is your biggest inspiration for those?
Well, I was, we moved around a lot when I was a kid, and I was sort of the chubby kid in class, and so you get teased and bullied a lot, and I was looking for how I could stick out in the crowd and be my own person. And I took piano lessons early on, and at 7, and I started playing a lot of musical theater scores. And I saw the movie of Oliver, and I thought that was really that was seminal in making me think, oh, I could be one of those kids. I could play Oliver, or I could play one of the orphans. And when we moved to New Jersey, I was 9 years old, and little town in South Jersey, and they had a really active theater department, summer theater program. So I did Tom Sawyer, Peter Pan, Oliver, Wizard of Oz, played the Cowardly Lion in the Wizard of Oz. And then by the time I got to high school, I had all these shows under my belt and started to do more shows at high school, and did shows like Pippin and South Pacific and West Side Story and 10 Little Indians and Our Town and The Crucible. And so I knew by the time I started applying for colleges that I would major in theater, much to the chagrin of my parents, who were like, you have to have a double major, you don't want to just major in. But that was not a real it wasn't, with my grades being, my grades were okay, but I couldn't never handle a double major, especially in a conservatory program. But I got into Rutgers, which was the State University of New Jersey, and it was cheap. So they were fine about that. They liked the price. I think at the time it was about $700 a semester.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's really cheap. And I got a Bachelor of Fine Arts there. And one of the people who directed shows there also ran the McCarter Theater in Princeton. And one of the and I did Our Town at school with he directed a guy named Nagel Jackson. And Nagel, after I graduated, called me up and offered me a position in the resident company at McCarter Theater, and it was the best job an actor could ask for, you know. So I did 2 full seasons of rotating rep of plays, and one of the shows I did was called Smoke on the Mountain, and that transferred to New York, and so I got to do my first off-Broadway musical at the Lambs Theater, right in Times Square, and moved to New York, and it worked out great. It was I got agents, I got commercial agents, started doing commercials, and got my first movie, and my first Broadway show was My Favorite Year, which is not really well known, but it was a flop. But I started out in the chorus of that. And the people who wrote My Favorite Year was Steve Flaherty and Lynn Ahrens, who wrote Seussical. And they remembered me from the chorus and wrote Horton with me in mind. And a few years later, started workshops and readings of Seussical, and that really became my, there's stages of an actor's life. There's who's Kevin Chamberlin, so you're Kevin Chamberlin. Get me Kevin Chamberlin. Whatever happened to Kevin Chamberlin? Who's Kevin Chamberlin? So at that point, I was at so you're Kevin Chamberlin, and then I did a play called Dirty Blonde, which was really one of my most favorite shows that I did on Broadway. That was written by a girl named Claudia Scheer and directed and developed by James Lapine of the Into the Woods and Sunday in the Park with George. And and so after Seussical and Dirty Blonde, I was sort of in demand. And then 9/11 happened. And we were like, let's get out of New York. So there's planes hitting buildings. So we moved to LA, and my husband and I, he was an actor, but he also does television writing. And so he started doing very well, selling pilots and out in LA. And so we stayed here, but I would go back to New York and do plays every so often. I did a run of Chicago. I did a play called The Ritz. And then I started doing workshops of the Addams Family. And this is in 2006, 2007. And then I think we did like maybe 4 or 5 workshops before we ever went into production. And then that sort of brought me back to Broadway in an original role. And that got me my 3rd Tony nomination.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, that was my theater journey. And then right after I got back to LA, I got Jessie. So that was that's the whole trajectory from graduating college to
wow.
One thing just leads to another.
Wow. The origin story of in my opinion, legend, Kevin Chamberlin. The origin story.
There you go. What's your origin story? How did you get involved in interviewing people for podcasts?
Sure. Believe it or not, I started these in 2020 during the pandemic time. I like to make people happy. Like I figured I'd start these to help cheer people up during this tough time, the pandemic. And I figured I'd interview some of my favorite people, some of their favorite people, and
Perfect.
Thank you.
I started doing TikTok during COVID. And did you get to see the Ratatouille musical?
Oh yeah, that you are funny though. Your TikTok. Oh, I was actually gonna tell you, your TikToks are hilarious. Hilarious.
Well, that was the whole Ratatouille thing is really what started it.
Oh.
And I saw that people were writing, and so I wrote that song "Anyone Can Cook," and it kind of exploded, and we did that whole online concert thing, which was really fun, and it raised $2 million for the Actors Fund. And if anyone hasn't seen it, you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it for free on YouTube.
I'll be sure to link it so if people haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Now, any like actors you idolize? Since you said any people you like idolize your work after? Would you say?
I love the old character actors. There's a character actor named Ned Beatty who I loved his work. He's brilliant. If you've never seen the movie Network, you should watch.
That's a good one. Sorry, that's a good one.
It's a great film, and he's amazing in it. Of the of the actors today, boy, I like actors who transform themselves that you really don't you don't know who they are in person. That's like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh,
you never really saw him on talk shows or anything. He just kind of popped up and created these incredible, iconic characters. And I don't know. There's a couple theater actors that I really love. People that are in my generation, like Schuler Hemsley is really good, and Danny Burstein. We all sort of came up in the ranks together. So, yeah, I have a lot of appreciation for most actors because it's a very difficult business.
Yes.
And to be able to make a living, and I've been able to make a living now for 40 years, and I have nothing to complain about.
Nice. So, what is your favorite role you portrayed in a play, television?
This play I did, Dirty Blonde, on Broadway. It was about Mae West, about the movie star Mae West, and it was about two contemporary New Yorkers who were obsessed with Mae West's life, and they meet at Mae West's grave. But then the play flashes back to biographical scenes in Mae West's life, and the girl who wrote it, Claudia Scheer, she plays Mae West, and I play all the men in Mae West's life. But then it goes back to this contemporary love story.
That's it. That's really cool. You've done so many cool roles.
I've been very fortunate. And right now I'm doing did you ever watch on Nickelodeon The Loud House?
Oh yeah, with I think the sisters and the brother Lincoln.
Yeah, there's like 10 sisters and a brother. And so that's become a live action series.
Ooh.
And I'm filming that right now in Albuquerque.
Ooh.
I play Flip Filippini of Flip's Food and Fuel.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. And I'm doing that, and I'm doing there's a J.J. Abrams series coming up called Duster, that the pilot just got picked up for that. It takes place in 1972, and it's in the muscle car kind of era of the genre of, and so it's fun doing that period, the early 70s. I have to grow my sideburns out.
Now, can you walk me through the audition process? How did you get the role of Bertram? Can we ask him? How did you get the role?
Bertram. Well, I'd just gotten back from Addams Family.
Okay.
It was the first audition I went on, and it was funny. I ran into a lot of friends at that audition. My agent, gets me auditions, and so I saw Jefferson Mays there, and a couple other wonderful character actors that I know, and I dressed the part. I put a vest and a tie on, and walked in, and I think it was just being put on tape. I think it was just the casting director. So I got a call back from that, and the creator was there of the show, Pamela Eels, for the callback. And she just laughed at every single line I did, and I knew I'd done well. And then a couple days later, they said, we are really interested in you. You got to come in and do some chemistry reads with some of the kids that we're considering. And so that was sort of the screen test. And I was the only Bertram there. So I was like, oh, guess I don't have any competition. I guess I got this role.
Mhm.
So that was pretty cool. And yeah, and then 5 years later,
Wow.
it changed my life in a lot of ways.
Wow. Do you have a favorite line of Bertram's? Like, your favorite line?
Oh well, everyone always quote. If they see me, if they run into me, they'll always go, "It's too far." He was the lazy butler.
You, Bertram was such a funny character. I'm sorry, Kevin, but he was funny, awesome, and cool. Sorry, he really was.
Thank you,
Yeah.
you. I worked hard on it.
Awesome.
They're great writers too. A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of writers from like Married with Children and The
Mhm.
Nanny, which was a very similar plot, by the way. But they were all professional sitcom writers, and they did a great job every week.
Now, favorite Jessie character other than Bertram? My favorite.
Mrs. Chesterfield.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I love
Wow.
Mrs. Chesterfield. She was great. So, an actress named Carolyn Hennessy. She's amazing in everything she does. She was my great foil on the show, and love interest. Well, it was a one-sided love interest. Oh, let's see. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm dealing with a broken AC unit in a heat wave.
Ooh, sorry.
Oh, they got it done. All right, good. I have a friend staying in a house that down in Palm Springs that I've been renting, and the AC broke, and it's 114 degrees.
Oh, that would suck. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'd be sweating like crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that is basically the trajectory of my career, and I'm hoping that the TikTok stuff has been very important for me to keep busy and creative during, because the older you get, the fewer auditions you get. There's not a lot of roles for older guys, and it does fade out a little, the older you get. But there are quality roles that come along, and so I feel very lucky to have kept working. But I do love the creativity of TikTok, and to my advice to any of the young budding actors out there, you have this device here, and you can film stuff better than you could ever film before, and you can edit and look, when I was, if I wanted to make a movie when I was your age, I would have had to had the film developed and then cut it and splice it, and so it's all so easy to do, and you just have to find a good story to tell. That's the hardest part. The easy part is the technical now, and it used to be the other way around.
Times have changed. It's crazy.
Yeah, they have a lot.
Any cool and unknown facts about Jessie that some fans probably don't even know that you, of course, you know?
The lizard was actually his name is Frank, but then he laid an egg, and so the owner didn't even know that Frank was a girl, and so they put that into the plot. So the first season is Mr. Kipling, and then Ravi finds out, Mr. Kipling gives birth to all these lizards, and so then it's Mrs. Kipling. So that was real life imitating art, or art imitating real life. And I don't, Bertram got hit with a lot of different liquids, a lot of, got cake thrown at him, salsa. Got dunked in a dunk tank once, and adults are abused on the Disney Channel. So that was never any fun. When I saw a script, I was like, oh brother, here comes again. Bertram's getting abused. And then I think the a lot of people don't think that we actually shot in front of a live audience, but we did for, probably half the time. Whenever there was an animal on stage, we couldn't have a live audience
Mm-hmm.
because they get spooked. We had zebras, we had giraffes, we had ostriches, we had the lizard.
Frank, you said Frank was in tech.
Frank, and Frank's a diva, so. And it was, I think the surprising thing, everyone's like, did you shoot in Central Park in New York City? And everything was on one soundstage. It's all lined up. Yeah. The only thing we didn't shoot on that soundstage was there was a jungle where our plane crashed in a jungle. There was an episode of that, and we went to another soundstage where they built that whole.
So even like the army scenes too, like when
Yeah, that was all built on our set. They would have to build a set every week.
Wow, that's cool. See, I never experienced seeing that. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a famous soundstage. Actually, Addams Family shot in that soundstage, the original.
Ooh, wow.
Wizards of Waverly Place shot there.
Wow, all these another classic Disney show, Wizards.
Yeah, Hollywood Center stages. Yeah, it's right on Santa Monica and Las Palmas.
Wow.
Yeah, right in the middle of Hollywood.
Now, would you be willing to come back and betray Bertram again if they asked you for one more comeback episode? Would you? They told you.
If the price was right. Yeah, for a nice sum of money.
So if they gave you $20 million, okay.
It'd have to be six figures.
It's crazy. I personally wanted Jessie to continue because I liked your show. It was really cool, Kevin.
Yeah, it's hard, because Cameron's not here anymore, and everyone's sort of got on to their other things. But who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Peyton's doing very well right now.
Oh yeah, but she's booming with Cobra Kai. I don't know if you see this.
Yeah, yeah. She just bought a house in the hills. She's
crazy.
Living the dream.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Now, is there a role in any movie, TV show, play that you would love to do that you haven't done, but you would love to do it?
Well, if the role's been done, I don't want to. I like to do original stuff.
Yeah,
that's written for me. So, yeah, there were some plays that I want to do, some Shakespeare, play Falstaff, and play Sir Toby Belch. She Stoops to Conquer. Yeah, I kind of take it as it comes. I mean, there's not, I would love to have played Sweeney Todd at one point, but I don't know. I've sort of aged out of that. But I'm about to do Guys and Dolls at Kennedy Center, which will be fun.
That's cool.
Play Nicely Johnson.
Oh,
that'll be fun. It's like a 10 performance concert kind of thing.
Oh. Now, who would you say in your whole career is the coolest person that you have worked with? Who's the coolest?
Bruce Willis was pretty cool.
Okay.
Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson, Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep.
Oh my God.
Nicole Kidman. She's pretty cool. Yeah, I think those are the top ones.
Was Adam Sandler cool? Because I remember he was in an episode of Jessie. Was he cool?
I actually wasn't in that episode.
What?
I was away shooting Teen Beach Movie.
Wow, that's wow. Sorry.
So I missed that episode.
Wow.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Kevin. Well, yeah. Oh, sorry. You were saying? I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I got it. It was nice to have a job, so that Disney gave me, so I wasn't complaining.
Nice. Now, if you didn't go into acting or directing, or what do you think you have done as a career, and what other interests and hobbies do besides acting and directing?
Oh, I'm definitely a director, but I also play piano. So if I hadn't directed, I would have been a pianist.
Ooh, that's really cool. Oh, see, my mom says I have piano fingers because my finger. I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I don't know. I've always wanted to try, but I don't know if I'd be good. That's why. So, oh,
I'm trying to figure out with the light what those things are behind you.
these?
Yeah.
Well, those are helmets. My dad just likes collecting helmets. Those are helmets.
Oh wow, they're like football helmets.
Yes.
Oh,
God.
cool.
We have a couple of Rutgers ones actually too. I was trying to look for those, but I couldn't find them. I forgot to put them. I'm sorry. I love college too. College football, the college.
Oh, cool.
Wow. Now,
What's up to your right?
this?
Yeah.
That's
No,
my
above
own.
that. Above that.
That says my name, Joey Z or
No,
Joey.
above that. Above
Oh,
that.
that? That's a football helmet signed by one of my guests I had on the podcast.
Oh wow.
They sent me it, and then I got here in football, and then the name of my podcast, then a little trophy from my uncle who's a director. Oh, sorry. And then I got a cross and a prayer card.
Cool. Joey Z.
Got it. Now, favorite band or artist and type of music? What kind of music? Coming up.
Oh boy. I love I'm playing with this little thing right here. This right now. So I have to do something with my fingers when I play.
That's cool.
With the dog. Isn't that cool?
That is really cool.
It's at the Museum of Modern Art. You can buy them.
Oh my god.
There you go.
That's really cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like a little fidget figure, I think that it looks like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Endless positions. I love a lot of vocal jazz stuff. So like New York Voices and Manhattan Transfer, and going to see Manhattan Transfer at the Hollywood Bowl on Saturday with Wynton Marsalis. I like a singer named Jennifer Warnes. I like Lizzo.
Okay.
She actually duetted. I did a duet of her. Her big song from the summer. I don't need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. That song. So I did that in front of a Bob's Big Boy, and she duetted it.
Oh.
And she said, "Mama, I've made it."
Nice.
I guess that a 58-year-old Disney Channel and Broadway star duetted her. She thinks she made it, so I was very flattered. I also love. I was into Green Day back in the day, and stuff like that. I like some punk stuff, and but I mostly listen to Broadway. I'm so Broadway centric. I love Broadway, and I love 70s music. That was my era. So
wow.
the two most used Sirius XM channels are Broadway and 70s, and NPR.
Yeah, see, my mom raised me on 70s and 80s music, 60s, 70s, and 80s music. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, the classics, Classics.
Yeah.
And actually, 2 days ago, I met like a popular 70s and 80s band. Believe it or not. Do you know who the Scorpions are? I don't know if you heard of the Scorpions.
No. What was their hit?
Have you heard of Rock You Like a Hurricane? Like, here I am, rock you like a thing, but
that was their big hit. Very cool. Yeah, I was really into Queen. The first 45 I've ever bought was Killer Queen.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Didn't know what the lyrics were. I could not figure out the lyrics.
Yeah.
I was like, she keeps Moe Chandon in a pretty cabinet. What's Moe Chandon?
That's actually my favorite band of all time, Queen, because Also, 2017, I met Brian, the guitarist, and Roger, the drummer. Believe it or not.
Oh,
Coming.
cool. Yeah, I was listening to a interview with is it Billy Mays or
Oh, Brian May?
Brian Mays? Yeah, on Fresh Air, Terry Gross. I'm a big NPR junkie too.
Wow. So if you were on NPR, would you go crazy?
Oh my gosh! If Terry Gross wanted to interview me,
You like
nervous.
what if I interviewed Terry Gross? Would you want to co-host? Would you want to come on?
Yes,
I got you. I love making people happy and surprising them. So if that would be making you happy, surprise you.
Oh, if you want to really learn how to interview people, listen to Terry Gross, because anyone, she is the cream of the crop. There's also a podcast called is a guy named Ezra Klein from New York Times, who is a great interviewer. It just asks really insightful questions and very smart.
Did I shock you with some of the names I got too when we sent you the email with all the people?
I know, yeah. Brian Batt is a good buddy of mine. And when he was talking about Scream, my husband was the executive producer on Scream television series, and he cast Brian Batt in that role.
That is crazy. That comes like full circle.
Yeah. And so I knew a lot of those people.
A favorite sports, favorite teams like sports at all, Kevin?
I'm not a sports person at all.
Wow. Oh.
No. I wasn't raised that way. My father wasn't into sports, so I think your dad has to be into sports for you to get
into sports.
Yeah, I was more in the arts side.
Arts. That's good though, the art, because also, Kevin, as a career, I don't know if I told you, I want to become a director, believe it or not.
Well, that's good. You have both. You're well rounded. I wrestled in high school. I was the New Jersey heavyweight champ.
That's cool.
As wrestling, yeah, but I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't really get it. So wasn't not a sports person.
Wow. Yeah.
I went to a Dodgers game. I can actually see Dodger Stadium from my apartment.
Yeah, that's cool.
They have great fireworks. That's what I can tell you about the Dodgers.
That's really cool. Now, what is your favorite food? What's Kevin's favorite food?
Depends on the day. I do love Greek food.
Okay.
I love like a good gyro sandwich.
Okay.
You have Greek food in Chicago, right?
We have Greek food, but I think we're mainly known for our pizza.
Yeah, I do love a thick Chicago pan pizza. Yeah, I like Italian. I like sushi. Yeah, I mean, I cook a lot. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy.
Ooh, so you're chef, Kevin?
Do a lot of roasts, and yeah, I made a beautiful pork roast the other night, and braised cabbage, and yeah,
that sounds good. Wow, yeah. Chef Kevin, I'll call you, right?
Yeah. And then a good classic roast chicken is always good too.
Oh, now if you don't mind me asking, sorry, I asked this, what nationality are you, Kevin? I don't know.
Well, Chamberlin, what would you think?
I'm guessing German.
Just English, like Lord Chamberlain, in the Parliament. I'm very English, but I have a French derivation of the spelling of my name, because it's L-I-N, not L-A-I-N. Mm-hmm. So it's Chamberlin. It's usually spelled Chamberlain, L-A-I-N. And when I type it, I always get a spell check. They want to change it to Chamberlain. Like Wilt Chamberlain, the basketball player. He spelled it L-A-I-N. And that Lord Chamberlain is L-A-I-N. But yes, French, English, Welsh, Scottish, Dutch. I'm a white mutt.
Wow. See, on my mom's side, she's German, Polish, and French Canadian, and my dad, he's fully Italian.
So you got all the Catholic guilt on your dad's side.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool, like learning like different nationalities. Like I never knew that. Wow, that's really cool. Kind of.
Great.
Yeah.
De
Oh,
Oh,
people think okay, it's duh, boys. So that's how I spell.
I
I'm
thought that was the R. Du Bois.
Oh, good. And then sometimes if I want to, sometimes like when it's nighttime, I sometimes like light it up too. It like lights up lines. I don't know. I feel like it's a cool little prop, you know. Do you have any projects in the works? Anything coming up in the works, Kevin?
Oh yeah, I think I just told you. I have the Loud House. A show called Duster.
My bad. I'm sorry.
No worries. Duster with the J.J. Abrams, and I'm doing Guys and Dolls at Kennedy Center in October.
Wow, that's really cool. Now, what I know you said this a little bit earlier. I think I remember with the TikTok thing. But what advice would you give younger people that want to become an actor, director? What is your advice?
Do as many plays as possible. Make your own material. You know, you got this little black mirror here. Do that. Make movies. Write. Cast your friends and just make your own material and submit it. There have been movies that have been submitted to film festivals that were shot on an iPhone that win awards and get people agents and contracts. So you have so much at your disposal now that we didn't have as kids. So write your own material and do plays. I think people get stuck in classrooms, and I think you learn a lot more doing as opposed to sitting in front of a teacher.
I like to stay humble and remember where you came from. You know what
I mean? Yeah. I mean, I'm if you treat people the way that you want to be treated, you know, the golden rule.
Yeah.
You'll succeed. You know, and go the extra mile.
Yeah. No one wants to be with a diva. You know what I mean?
No divas and no one who doesn't give 110%.
Yeah. Got that right. Huh?
So my father said the secret to success was going the extra mile.
Like your father gave you great advice, Kevin.
They did.
Oh. Now, would you be willing to come back on for a part 2, answer some fan submitted questions? That could be any role, like all of your roles, basically.
Just some quick questions.
Like a part 2, like in the future. Would you be
in the future? Oh, sure.
Because I'm sure people have questions for your Addams family, you know, for any of your roles, you know.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite role is probably Bertram, and then on TV, and then for theater it would be
Dirty Blonde.
That Dirty Blonde, yeah. Although Seussical's done everywhere, you know, it's very popular, and Addams Family's being done everywhere right now too.
And the original, I think, if I remember correctly, the original, I'm blanking out. Sean Astin's father, John Astin, I think was.
Right, was Gomez.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy who, do you remember the guy who played Fester?
Oh, I'm blanking on my mind's blood. Man, I'm sorry.
His name Jackie Coogan. And Jackie Coogan was a child actor.
Mm-hmm.
And he, there's a law now in the Screen Actors Guild where if you're a child actor, your parents have to set up a Jackie Coogan account for you so that a percentage of all money you make is put into this account that you get at 18 when you turn 18, because Jackie Coogan's parents ran off with all of his money that he made as a child actor.
Wow.
I know as an adult there was nothing left.
I think he's the grandfather too, from America, of Keith Coogan, you know, the actor Keith Coogan.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
He was like the guy who was in like Adventures of Babysitting. Off your before. Some little facts.
We're all connected.
Now,
Brian, Matt.
yeah, comes full circle. Now, before I ask you my last question, Kevin, do you have any questions?
What is your favorite food?
Ooh, probably burgers, if I'm being honest. I love a good burger.
Burger. Really? Classic.
Yes, I love a good burger.
Now, are you a cheeseburger with lettuce and tomato and all the stuff, or are you just like plain?
I like a cheeseburger, cheese, lettuce, tomato, no onions or no pickles. I hate pickles and onions. No offense to those. And maybe like put some like guacamole with it too, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how my burger is usually.
So your least favorite thing is pickles and onions?
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Yes, that I'd probably say those two are my least favorite foods of all time.
And is it a texture thing or a taste thing?
Taste thing, the taste.
Taste.
The pickle is way too sweet. You know what I mean? It's way too sweet.
Unless it's a sour pickle.
Yeah, that is true.
Now, do you like sushi?
I've had it once. It was not bad, but I'll probably try again. I'm willing to try sushi.
You like hot things?
I could eat hot things, but not as much because I like a IBS. It's called irritable bowel syndrome.
Oh yes, that'll
Sorry.
affect that.
Sorry.
No. Hey, we all deal with it. There are a lot of foods I can't eat.
What foods can you not eat?
They'll just go right through me. Like I avoid fried, really like fried foods. Yeah, I love fried chicken, but
I don't get why people eat fried Oreos. That's pretty weird. In my opinion, that's kind of.
You can batter and fry anything.
It's crazy. Like people like fried stuff. I'm like, no, that's too. That is greasy though. That's greasy in my opinion.
Yeah, it's so greasy. And I had my gallbladder out, and so I can't. Fried food kind of. You know, your gallbladder. Do you know what the gallbladder does?
It doesn't like help you digest something like that.
It helps you digest fats, and so when it's taken out, it's more difficult. Yeah, but I'm trying to eat more healthy and get down to my TV weight. COVID, I put on the COVID-19 and the Trump 45.
Now, any other questions, Kevin? Before I ask you last one.
No, you were a very good interviewer.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I love chatting with different people. You know, like my favorite actor, Kevin Chamberlin. You're actually my favorite actor of all time, Kevin.
Oh, really?
Yes. You're my favorite. I really love your work. Like you've done so many cool roles. Like I idolize you because I always wanted remember how I told you I want to become a director? I've always wanted like cast you like in a role like in the future maybe, but I don't know.
Well, I expect you to. You should. Next movie you do.
Got you. You'll be the lead, right?
I don't have to be the lead. You know, I can be the lead's dad.
Kevin, is there anything you would like to promote and shout out? Like I'll link down below in the video's description. I can help you out.
Yeah, come become a follower of mine on TikTok. Just type in Kevin Chamberlin and I pop up. I'm the only one verified.
All the other ones, if there's parodies, they're fake, and
there's so many posers.
Well,
so many.
I'll link that. If you want me to link your Instagram and Twitter? You want me to link those too?
Yeah. You just type in my name. I'll pop up.
Yeah, follow him, guys. Get him like all these followers. Say that Joe sent you. You know,
Joey Z.
Got it. Well, thank you and Kevin for being an awesome, amazing guest. I had a fun time chatting with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I had a fun time too.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Stay awesome, and you stay awesome, Kevin.